congratulations.
Thank you.
Fabulous victory here at the match play. Just sum up how you're feeling and how much did you need that victory tonight?
I think I needed it very much, feeling good, of course. I think the start of the game was really good for myself. I got a lot of confidence from that, and then the backhand scoring wise it dropped off massively. I think that's what I've been doing the last couple of months actually, and scoring has just not been up there as I wanted it to be, but my finishing got me through that game. A lot of good finishes, good on the doubles, and I think that's what got me through to the second round.
We've seen a real improvement over the last couple of weeks on the European Tour. We've seen those big 90 averages, the ton averages coming back. Do you feel that finally you're on the right path to get back to where you were before the surgery and everything?
Yeah, it's been going in the right way, but I'm not there 100% yet. I feel like I'm there, but my performances haven't been showing that. I think if I was really 100% back, I wouldn't have dropped off after the second break, and I did today. Even after the first break, I was really playing well, but my scoring wise didn't. I just dropped off today, and that's just not what I want. But it's part of my game at the moment, and I really need to focus on that, how that's happening, how I'm getting so many troubleless visits. But my finishing really got me through it today, and this is just another massive confidence boost going into my game and for the next round.
But no one can help being ill or anything like that. But how frustrating has the recovery been? Because we saw the numbers that you were posting before that, Premier League finals nights, obviously the World Championship final and so on. How frustrating has this journey been?
Yeah, it's been really frustrating, of course. But you can't help being ill, and it's influenced my game for a couple of weeks, maybe a couple of months. But for now, I know I'm 100% back. I feel 100% fit. And I'm done with giving that as an excuse. It's been difficult, the kidney stones, but for now I don't see that as an excuse anymore. Maybe for my confidence, yes, because I played so many games after that kidney stones period, like short after it. I lost too many games. It's damaged my confidence. But for now, I feel 100% fit. It doesn't influence me during my game. But my confidence, of course, has taken a huge hit because of that. But it's part of life, and I think every dart player goes through that once in a while.
I remember last year you were playing everything down. This rise that you're on, you were like, no, you're not getting involved with it and so on. But provisionally, you're world number 2 on the provisional rankings. Mm-hmm. That must give you confidence when you look at things like that, and to see your name, as I say, the second best player in the world. It
gives you confidence, yes, but it also gives you extra pressure. That's what I feel like at the moment. I don't want to feel like that, but it does. I think everyone, like 99%, would agree that I'm not playing as the world number 2 at the moment. But I'm still getting the wins here and there. I'm still getting the job done. I'm really happy with this win at the moment. But if it happens number 2 in the back end of the year, then it happens. If it doesn't, I don't really mind. If there's a number 2, number 3, number 9 behind my name, I don't really mind. I'm still the same person, still the same player. It's not going to put 10 points on my average. I wish it does, but it's not going to happen. So I'm just going to do my own job, and whatever comes, comes. Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Well done, Jan.
Thank you, mate.
You've come through a lot of things in your career. We've talked about the dartitis before. The fact that you've come through something like that, you've had this illness, and you've now come through that. I guess you've got that experience of going through tough times within your darts career before. Does that give you confidence that you're going to be able to come back and play well again?
Yeah, for sure. I've always said that. Even though through the illness, I knew I would come back, and you've seen it with a lot of players. They have a rough patch, and then afterwards they come back even stronger. So I hope that's the case for me. It hasn't happened so far yet, but I'm really confident that it will happen in the future. But for now, I'm just battling through it. I'm playing okay, well enough to win some games, not well enough to win tournaments. But I'm okay with that. I just want to win games, do well in tournaments, prove a lot of the haters wrong, prove a lot of the doubters wrong, and that's what I'm here for. And if it happens this week, it'll happen. But I'm looking forward to it.
You've been a part of a lot of big occasions over the last 12 months or so. Do these still feel like massive occasions walking into the World Matchplay and matches like that?
Yeah, for sure. Everyone knows this is the second biggest major after the World Championship, so you want to perform here well. This is an iconic venue to Winter Gardens. I love coming back here, even after the last 2 years where you have good memories of it. I always play it well here. Today was okay, but I still got the job done. And I'm looking forward to Wednesday for the second round, and feeling confident. This is a brilliant tournament, one of the biggest ones, so I want to play well here.
Thank you.
No worries.
Jan, congratulations on the win. Next
Thank
up,
you, mate.
you'll either face Vessel Nyman or Dave Chisnell. The game is being played out now. What would you feel going into that match? If it's Dave Chisnell, he's probably going to be quite a big favourite. He's been really inconsistent this year. If it's Vessel Nyman, I think he's won 8 titles and seemingly been absolutely red hot and nearly untouchable.
Yeah, I think if I don't know what the score is at the moment. If Wessel is winning and he wins that game, I see Phil shaking his head. 2-0. 2-0 Wessel.
2-0 Wessel.
Well, if Wessel wins that game, he's I think before the game he's going to be the favourite against me. Even though he's never made a major quarter-final, I think he'll still be the favourite because of how he is playing this year, the last 1.5 years actually. But I know what I'm capable of. I played him so many times. I beat him a lot of times, so I know what it takes to beat him. But it's up to me, to beat him, to turn up. I think he's going to have a base level, but if I play really well, I'm going to beat him. If I don't, he'll beat me. So I'm really confident in my game. I know I can beat him, but yeah, as I said, if I don't turn up, he'll beat me easily.
What's the coverage for darts like back in your home country? Because for a long time it was Barney and Michael, whereas now there's so many of the players. How many interviews and media does yourself do, does Vessel do, and how much are you guys in the spotlight over there?
Well, I don't know about Wessel, but for me, spotlight's been good, especially after the World Championship, of course. During the World Championship was a lot of media. After that, during the Premier League, and even before this tournament, there were like a couple of guys who wanted to interview me like as a preview for this tournament. So I think the darts coverage in the Netherlands has been good. Fire Play has been covering it, but they just sold it to another country. There's another company in the Netherlands. So I think the darts is in a really good place at the moment in the Netherlands, and it's going to be bigger coverage, bigger viewership. So I'm hoping the darts really continues to grow in the Netherlands.
How much of an adjustment period is there when you go from being a darts fan and an amateur player to being a young up-and-coming player on the Dev Tour, doing bits on the Pro Tour, to then becoming European champion, World Championship finalist, and having to do all these meetings, being world number 3 and being one of the biggest stars of the sport in a relatively short period of time?
Well, you hope it's going to be a lot of experience moments, but that's just not the case. I threw myself in the deep end, especially after the World Championship final, but that's just what it's like. You have to deal with that pressure, deal with the media, deal with the expectations. But it's been tough for me. I noticed that. I always thought I was going to deal with it really well, but it's been tough, and I'm happy to admit that. But for now, I feel really good. I feel confident. It's been a couple of months since I had those expectations. I feel like I've been adjusted to it. I feel like I'm ready for it again, and I think that's the most important part for myself.
Why do you think it's been tough for you? And if you sought any advice from others, there's a lot of Dutch players who've had years and years of experience at doing the media. Have you spoken to any of those to see how to adjust to it?
Not really. I think Michael has been the only one who has had this much media before, and I think he's been really to himself. So I felt like for myself I've been thrown really into the deep end, especially after the World Championship final. But I've adjusted to it. You see a lot on social media that people expect so much from you, and you play so many tournaments, so many Pro Tours, so many European tours, a couple of majors, of course all the Premier League nights, and you lose so many games. And if you look on social media, then you're a nobody, because everyone wants you to win certain games which you lose, and everyone expects so much of you. But at that moment, I said for myself, okay, no more social media, just focus on your own game, do what you want to do, because I can be up here for my family, for my fans, for everyone. But my family, okay, they care when I lose, but my fans, they only think about the negative side. I'm here for my own. I want to do well for myself. I want to, if I lose here tonight, for example, my family would be upset for one day. I could be upset for a couple of days. I'm here for myself. I want to do well for myself, and I think that's the biggest lesson I learned this year.